Hi everyone, it's Jen, and I'm going to take you through the review part of this tutorial. Please note that it would be best to go ahead and try to do all these things independently, and then you can come back and double check if you did them correctly in this video. The first thing I already did was I downloaded and created a folder and renamed my file up here with my last name and first name, so that's already done. The next thing I need to do is head over and turn on my non-printing characters, which I've also already done. And then I'm going to go and start adding some text. I want to add some text in between Bill Modridge and from Wikipedia. So I'm going to click right here after that, a name, and press enter. And I'm going to type in the text, "The man who designed the future," because Bill Modridge was the designer of the first laptop. Although, again, that usually sounds like, hey, what's the big deal? But before he designed it, we didn't have computers that were shaped like a book that you could open up and close, something that we take for granted today. The next thing that we're going to do is change the font size. We're going to select from Wikipedia the free encyclopedia. And again, I want to encourage you to try to do things in the most efficient way, although when of course you're first practicing, these efficiency tricks take a while to remember and they may seem not so fast, but once you get used to them, they are super fast. So the quickest way to get this line of text is to hover in the margin area here until your pointer becomes a white arrow and click just once. And that way I got that whole line. I didn't have to click and drag and get each letter. And now I'm going to go ahead and change the font size to size 8. And I can click in here and just type in 8, or I could use the menu, but it was faster for me to click and type. Next, I'm going to center my title, although later we're going to make a change. But I can click anywhere in here, and just know that when you're in a line of text, you don't have to select the whole thing to change the alignment. You can just be clicked in there, and that also saves time. Now I have a couple of options. If my hands were on the keyboard, I might use Control E, but my hand is on the mouse and I'm in the Home tab already, so I'm just going to click to center the text like that. And now I need to head to the end of the document, and again, of course, I could scroll down, but a really fast way is just to do Control End. And remember, this is not the letter N, which will give you a new document, but End, which will take you right to the end. And now I need to do some spot checking. And please don't do spot checking in the rest of the article yet, because we're going to do some fancy editing later. So I need to fix videos. I'm going to right click and select videos, and business has only one S, and prescribes is actually prescribes. And I'm going to save since I've been doing a bunch of work and my fingers were on the keyboard, so I used Control S. The next step that I need to take is adding some italics formatting to the book names here. So I'm still on the last page, and Bill Modridge wrote several books, and we need to italicize them because they're names of books. Now again, I want to use some efficiency features, so I'm right in front of the word designing. I'm going to hold down Control and Shift and use my arrow to get the first word and my arrow to get the second word. And I'm going to use Control I to italicize. Of course, I could also have clicked and dragged and clicked up here. That was my choice. I have to find designing interactions. I'll use the same method, Control, Shift, arrow, and Control I, and save. So I italicized those book names. I'd like to head to the bottom and add my name. So again, I'm going to do Control End, E-N-D, and I'm going to press Enter. And I'm going to type my name. Of course, you should type yours, and I'm going to select it, select that line there, and I need to make it bold. and you can make it a different font size. We may have to go back and edit it later. So make sure that you've saved. Next, I need to head all the way back up to the top. So I'm going to do a Control Home to go back to the top here. And although it's kind of hard to see, the spacing in these paragraphs and these paragraphs here are different. So you'll notice that if I'm inside here and I go to my spacing menu, that 1 is checked off, and that's the same for this paragraph. But here you can see that I don't have spacing checked off, and if I move it to 1, it tightens up the spacing. And sometimes a quick way to make sure that everything is spaced the same might be to select all, but we already know that that is the problem we need to fix, so we've done that and saved. And now you have completed the review section of this tutorial.